Hi, I'm Avery or Hazel or Kylie,
Hello, I am Lily.
and I'm a guy no more. See,
Oh God.
as soon as I heard Fred say that, I knew I had to use that line because trans woman.
Yeah,
I just thought it was funny. Anyway, today we're covering Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated Season 1.
a show that I kind of a little bit bribed, a little bit bet Avery to get on the podcast.
Yeah, so we are covering Season 1 today. Season 2 will be released on October 25th.
We currently do not know what's coming before or after this episode.
Yeah. So yeah,
Is that all the before information? I mean, can they buy this on Voodoo?
I'm pretty sure.
If you can, Avery will link it. If not, you can watch on HBO Max.
Which I will also link if you can't.
If Voodoo doesn't work, I guess.
If you can't buy it, I will link HBO Max. But I'm pretty sure you can buy it. Anyway, this podcast will contain spoilers for Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated Season 1, which, like, if you really care, why?
I mean, it is one of the only Scooby-Doos with a plot, I guess. The most assembling to a plot that any Scooby-Doo ever had.
But yeah, anyway, going forward, there will be spoilers. In 3, 2, 1, Angel's real name is not Angel, and she's a member of the original Mystery Incorporated.
Honestly,
I always I always like starting with a really big spoiler like that.
So, when I watched the episodes again, I forgot it, but when that scene came up, I was like, oh yeah, I remember now.
So,
like, it all makes sense.
I do have something to say before we get into covering each individual episode.
Is this about what you're telling me about Velma?
No.
Huh.
You owe me $5.
Fuck. Okay, but honestly, it's not that bad of a show.
No, it's not. The problem is, I don't like it. I find the the actual plot that is sort of a behind the scenes thing. I find that somewhat intriguing, but the actual bulk of the show, the whole mystery of the week thing, and how formulaic that is down to specific lines of dialogue that appear in every fucking episode, I don't like that.
If that's all, then, and keep in mind, I actually cannot remember what's in Season 2. But I feel like the later half of Season 2 takes everything that you know so far and puts it together for, a nice, finale.
Oh, so do we want...
kind of builds up to it.
So do we want to do this bet again for Season 2?
I think we should postpone. At least I'll give you the $5 after we cover Season 2. See if anything changed.
But yeah, I don't know. Okay, so a couple of things I want to mention that I don't like about this show. Okay, it just going forward, getting into it. Okay, Velma is a toxic shit, and the relationship between her and Shaggy was honestly the least interesting thing about the show. For one, I don't know what Velma sees in Shaggy, but the problem is she treats him like shit. And good on Shaggy for standing up for himself. Good on him for leaving her. And the show really screwed up by trying to act like he was the bad guy for choosing to leave her, when she was forcing him to choose between her and his best friend. So no,
Mhm.
no, I do not support Velma in that toxic shithead. Another thing, having a guy called Mr. E, really, real creative name there.
I mean, it's not like it's his real name, but
Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah, that's really fucking creative. Another thing, fuck, I can't remember the another thing. Oh, right. The other thing I was gonna say, for a show with the name Mystery in its title, it is surprisingly very predictable.
yeah. Honestly, I've been predicting this show since like actually a few episodes in.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, this show had, like, Scooby-Doo in general just has a very specific formula they follow. Oh, there's some kind of monster. Let's look for clues. Oh, we suspect this guy. Let's get to the end. Oh, wait, it's not actually this guy. It's someone else who may or may not have appeared earlier in the episode. And
Okay,
they'll
there is one.
and they'll say a line about how they would have gotten away with it if it hadn't been for the meddling kids.
Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated breaks them up. Well, at least that one line has been mixed up more times in this episode.
You mean in this season?
Yeah,
I
in this
mean, there are
season, like,
variations of the line, but it's still basically the same line.
I mean, at least to my knowledge, is much better than what the other Scooby-Doo shows get.
I mean, it's like saying, I let out the breath that I didn't realize I was holding, and I released the breath that I had not realized I'd been holding. Like, those really aren't different.
And I actually count episode 17 started where that trend didn't actually follow, and it ended on more mysteries than it solved.
And then, okay, some other things too. This season is chock full of filler.
Oh yeah.
Like, it could have been much shorter, and I probably would have liked it more. But the fact is, like, this was a 9-hour watch. 26 episodes, I believe.
Definitely could have been shorter. So there actually was a clue into what the second season will, and not just the second season, the finale of the show entirely will unfold.
Okay, hold
And
on.
it's the one comment. What?
Just a couple of other things I want to complain about. So, my premeditated score, I'm not telling you what it is right now, but it's going to be dropped by 6 decimal places. One, because there is a Wilhelm scream in this season, and we know how I feel about those. And then the other 5 are because of the love potion, love spell, whatever you want to call it, episode. That is a TV trope that needs to fucking die. It robs characters of consent. It is disgusting. Stop it.
So, there was a little hint into this, how the show will end entirely. And it's about Scrappy-Doo.
Oh dear God.
Okay, actually, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I do actually think, he's a villain. Especially how they, at least in this season, they look at him as like, we promise to never talk about him again.
Yeah, I noticed that, and that gave me Encanto flashbacks.
Yeah, but this one isn't innocent.
Yeah, but anyway, let's get into these individual episodes. There's not going to be too much to say about each of them because they're so formulaic. But yeah.
I'd probably get into like the more the season, the episodes that break the plot more, the formula more.
Yeah.
So we get into our first episode, Beware from the Beast Below, and we see the gang solving a mystery, and then immediately go to in jail. The mystery was, are they in jail? The answer is yes.
Is that it?
I mean, it also has the the entire mystery of what was it? Tunneling through banks and then freezing people with delicious dessert.
Oh yeah, like what was it? Fucking Fruit Myers.
Oh yeah, Fruit Myers.
Yeah.
And it also brings up how Scooby and not Scooby, Shaggy and Velma are dating, which is usually never a thing in other TV shows. So why they bring it in this show, I'll never know.
Yeah, it didn't make sense to me. I never recalled that being a thing. I think Daphne and Fred was always a thing.
Yeah, Daphne and Fred has always been a thing, but Shag. That's why I'm at least like I don't like the toxic relationship, but at least they separated them before that just got too weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It got too weird. I don't think they did it before it got too weird. But yeah, so I guess I briefly want to touch on. I briefly want to touch on Fred and Daphne. They actually have a very healthy relationship, which I was surprised to see. They actually work through any problems that they have, which is more than I can say for Velma and Shaggy.
Is that the only relationship? I mean, we do get one past relationship. Of course, we never really see the characters.
And then, but like aside from their relationship actually being healthy, I have issues with Fred because he has the emotional complexity of a shoe.
Yeah.
And he's denser than fucking lead.
That's impressive.
Also, other things I have issues with the way Fred is characterized. There are like undertones of like you're not a man if you express emotions. Let's not perpetuate that ideology, please, especially in a kids show.
I mean, I guess in a way that you could argue that's how Fred was raised, because honestly his dad was such a piece of shit.
Yeah, you could argue that. But at the same time, this is a character that kids are watching, and they're not going to understand it that way. They're going to actually take his words literally, and I would prefer that kind of messaging just be left out of kid shows entirely.
Yeah, definitely. We have the creeping creatures. If this was a regular Scooby-Doo episode, they'd probably just randomly appear there without any reasoning. But, a sudden Mr. E is leading them on a goose chase.
I can't remember what the creeping creatures is because that is so. What's the word?
It's while you're trying to find the word, it's the one with the fake crocodile skin.
Oh, I thought that was episode 3.
I believe this is
yeah, where they went to Gatorsburg.
Yeah, Gatorsburg is episode 2.
Weird. Okay, so they go to Gatorsburg and there's this obvious like fake gator skin scam going on. Um, I'm gonna forget this if I don't say it now. There is an episode where there's a very early episode where they establish that not Daphne, Velma does not eat meat, and then in a later episode she eats a steak. So they broke character continuity there, and I did notice that. So
honestly, I have to rewatch that. Damn. Anyway, the next episode we have The Secret of the Ghost Ring. This is just the one with the ghost trucker terrorizing Crystal
oh yeah,
Cove.
with the where all the doorknobs were getting stolen.
Yeah, because one of them is real diamond.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny, weird thing. I will say this show did get me to laugh a couple of times. But yeah, Ghost Truck, I don't know about that. That's kind of a... What did it remind me of? It reminded me of something.
Damn, I couldn't tell. I want to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there was any plot-related stuff in this episode. Next.
Revenge of the Man Crab.
Ah, don't you mean the Crab Man? The Cran? The Mab?
I'm just gonna paraphrase the description because that's all it needed. To volleyball tournament is attacked by hideous man crab.
Yeah, I knew the fucking guy that it was very obvious that the guy that they suspected was not the real culprit, as it almost always is. You get fooled by that. You get fooled by that 2 or 3 times, and then you're never going to get fooled by it again, I think.
Definitely. Though, what I'm actually more interested about this episode is that the person that they suspected and obviously was innocent appeared in more episodes. And it wasn't just a one-off character.
I mean, I guess that's good for consistency with side characters, but there are plenty of other shows that do side characters way better.
That's true.
And we haven't talked about him yet, so I'm going to talk about the sheriff a little bit. I mean, the guy that plays him does a fantastic job, but the whole time I could only just picture Crunk with a sheriff badge. So
honestly, I've had to put all of the characters. I think the sheriff would be my favorite. His performance and delivery is really good. The Song of Mystery. This is just turning the kids of Crystal Cove into monsters.
Okay, so this is the one with the monster whose name literally translates to "how horrific."
Huh. Well, okay then.
Yeah. Brilliant naming there. Also, I predicted it was the Tudor girl from the start.
What? One of the gags that I guess landed on me more than others was how that she promised a utopian, and after that didn't work, Candy.
Yeah, promised a utopia.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've seen a lot of shows where they would just say, yes, the kids would love a utopia, and that's what they're all striving for.
Yeah, and then, there are elements of, Daphne having, jealousy issues, which, is not the best thing.
Right about that.
Yeah, it's not the best thing for Fred and Daphne's relationship, but I mean, it's something that doesn't. It's something that can be worked on.
I feel like it was during the Revenge of the Man Crab that Velma was like, oh, he's hanging out with freaking Scooby, and then gets a message from Mr. E with, it all happened before.
Hey, is this episode 5?
The Song of Mystery, yeah.
Yeah, so this was the episode where I started to realize that Velma was a toxic shit. Because in this episode,
I don't remember Velma.
Because in this episode, we had Velma, first of all, force him to get new pants and wear pants he wasn't comfortable in. But then also, there was the whole rubber band thing where she was forcing him to snap a rubber band on himself every time he said the word like. Like, girl, Velma, get yourself somebody who you already like as they are. Stop trying to change people. And I'm glad Shaggy stood up for himself at the end.
I think this is the time where everyone in the world's like, if you have that sort of speech thing, you're going to hell or something. Like, you gotta change that now. I guess it reflects in the cartoons as well.
It's so stupid.
Which, okay, and it's not just Velma started it, but some other characters joined in as well, even Scooby.
Yeah.
And nothing came from the episode. It was just a one-off gag. Good job, guys.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Velma's very clearly the villain here. Shaggy has done nothing wrong. But yeah, next.
The Legend of Alice May.
This is that fucking prom episode where... Oh my god. Okay, yeah, didn't Velma blackmail Shaggy into going to the prom? And then this...
I believe so, yeah. And then the entire thing the episode worked up towards is that there was no Alice May.
Yeah. And, like, she was not the daughter of some criminal who stole from the bank, and she was working with Mr. E, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And also that whole Velma Shaggy thing that led to a really stupid dynamic between Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby. No thanks. That was not interesting to watch.
The only thing that I liked about this episode was how it sets up Mr. E a little bit more.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was only hired by Mr. E. She never actually got to meet Mr. E.
You know, another thing I do want to bring up before we continue further. Okay, so in other Scooby-Doo shows, I felt like Scooby snacks were aggressively advertised because that's an actual food product that you can go and buy, and it just always felt like an advertisement when they came up. But there were only 3 mentions of Scooby snacks in the entire season.
Damn, I only counted 2. Then again, I must have stopped counting.
Yeah. Granted, one of them was in episode 1.
Then again, it was being fed to a hamster.
Yeah.
Okay, if I believe there's more in season 2, but I want to say it was established that Scooby actually made them. Like, their group published them into the domain. And that would actually explain why his family's so goddamn rich.
Yeah. And then, like, also another thing, too. The theme song, for once, doesn't annoy the fuck out of me like other Scooby-Doo incarnations do.
Oh, I love the theme song.
Yeah, like I think it would be a lot better, in my opinion, if it didn't have that Scooby-Dooby-Doo at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, I just roll my eyes every time I hear that. I never
I
liked
mean,
Scooby-Doo as a kid, guys, and I still don't like it now. So don't come after me, the two people who are going to watch this.
in fear of the Phantom. Oh, it's the one with the Hex Girls.
Oh yeah, this episode where we have a stupid, oh, I overheard part of something, and I'm going to make a big deal out of it trope.
I mean, I can summarize this episode pretty easily. Um, Fred doesn't know feelings or emotions. Daphne overheard something and becoming emo. And, Velma is getting ignored.
Also, the Hex Girls are fucking terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like at the end when the guy said I was forced to write bad songs for them, and I was just like, yeah, those songs were pretty bad, but I'm not surprised that they were hits. Because that's how the pop industry works.
That's not a lie.
And I just
The
angered
grasp,
like 50 billion people.
the grasp of the gnome.
Fuck, I don't even remember. Oh, wait.
Is when the
The
gnome
Littlefoot.
person attacked and then no pirates allowed thing.
Yeah, that.
I swear, like, half these episodes use the formula of misdirect. You meet this character, oh, he's guilty. No, it's this other person.
Yeah, I knew it
Instead
wasn't
of,
the Queen because they were I knew it wasn't the Queen because they were setting her up to be the villain, which means it wasn't her. That's how Scooby-Doo
but
works.
I feel like in a lot of cases in Scooby-Doo, it's like, oh, it couldn't have been me or something like that. But in this, a few episodes, the bad guy is framing the suspect. I just, maybe it's because I haven't watched Scooby-Doo in a while, but I feel like, the murder, or the person doing the bad thing was never that smart to frame someone. I could be wrong.
Anyway, next.
Oh, I almost forgot. We also have the fucking doll that Shaggy tried to fight against and then realized, wait, this is a fucking doll. It can't fight back.
Oh god, yeah, that was so stupid. That was like when
Oh wait, that was the last episode. Damn.
yeah, that
That was the
was
Phantom
Scooby and
episode.
Shaggy. That stupid dynamic where Scooby was mad at Shaggy for going to the prom with Velma.
I mean, I knew it would only last one episode.
I think even that was too long.
The Battle of the Human Gonads. The fuck? A pair of hulky
You have
giants
no
begin.
idea what you just said.
I don't know what I just said.
You said the battle of the human gonads. That's another term for balls.
Honestly, I feel like, human balls would describe this episode. Or what is it?
I think it's humongonids or something like that.
Humongonids? A pair of hulky giants begin breaking apart town, which sadly
it was very obvious it was the insurance guys. Like, it was very obvious that it was the insurance guys from the beginning. If you didn't see that one coming, I don't know. I don't know, man. Next.
Oh, wait, is this? Wait, did this episode actually have a? No, yeah, it did have a. What was a suspect to it? The Howl of the Fright Hound. Horrible robot dog attacks the town.
Oh yeah, that
This is
one.
where
This
we
is where we
find
meet.
Professor
Yeah, this is where we meet
the
Professor
Professor.
Pericles. Yeah.
Apparently, is not so nice of a bird.
Yeah, and I don't get that because like I don't understand how he went from like a member of a good guy team to being one of the bad guys. The show doesn't really do that well.
I feel like I remember it clearly in this season was that Pericles borderline tricked the mystery team to collect all the pieces.
Nah, I don't know. Okay, that robot dog, I
And then
forget
got
who created. Wait, no, it was some kid's mom, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
No, the first person in the episode, the first episode where a person that doesn't get arrested begins at episode 17, I remember.
Yeah, okay. Next.
The Secret Serum. There's a vampire loose in town, terrorizing residents. Oh, this is the, what, Daphne's uncle or aunt or whatever?
Oh, right, that thing. Yeah, that was
Honestly,
weird.
that's about as much as I have to comment on this episode.
Yeah, that was weird. I knew it was her. Again, this is one of those things where like I knew exactly who it was from the start. Like these are really easy to predict. I wasn't kidding when I said that for a show with mystery in its name, it is really predictable.
I mean, it is also for kids. That's not really an excuse, but it's definitely no Sherlock Holmes.
It's also no Batman. Next.
The Shrieking Madness. With Mystery Incorporated broken up, the gang decides to check out life after high school. Oh yeah, it's one where they all went to the same college separately. They all looked at each other, it's like, huh, and then walked off.
I could have knit myself a scarf in the time it took you to describe that episode.
It wouldn't have been a good one.
I don't know if you caught that was a reference to a line of dialogue that was actually in the show. But yeah,
Yeah, it was.
okay, so they went below the college, I think, in this episode. Or was that in a later episode? To a mansion that had disappeared and met.
Oh yeah, that was a later episode.
Oh, fuck.
This episode, I don't know. All I know is they went to a college. Oh wait, some wacky thing happening. The person who writes the books did not commit murder. It was actually the big fan of the books because he wants everyone to believe that the books are real.
Yeah, and then like obviously H.P. Hatecraft is a very obvious, very, very obvious foil for H.P. Lovecraft. Not foil, whatever. An obvious stand-in for H.P. Lovecraft, who is another author. And then you have, Vincent Van Gogh, who's this actor that Scooby and Shaggy love. Very obviously Vincent Van Gogh, who was a painter.
honest, I love the voice actor they gave Vincent Van Gogh.
Yeah. Anyway, next.
This episode. When the cicadas call.
The cicadas episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode's fucking weird.
Obvious bad guy and gross cicadas. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. It's just meh. No. Next.
Okay, can we I'll say I'm just gonna start going over these episodes quickly until we get to an episode where it doesn't follow the same formula. Because there are a few episodes like those. Mystery Solvers, Club State Finals. This is just a dream. Didn't happen.
Oh yeah,
Next.
that dream episode was actually pretty interesting though.
Oh, okay, going.
Yeah, having all the sidekicks, being the ones to solve a mystery, and having it be an escape room sort of thing. That one was actually intriguing. One of the most entertaining episodes of the season, even though it's filler.
Yeah. Okay. And then the Wild Brood.
Okay, I got to talk about this episode too, because this episode's actually also interesting. For one, I knew none of the Wild Brood were actually, guilty, but it was interesting to see a kind of actually. It was interesting to see three-dimensional characters for once. Because, how else do you put it? Okay, I wouldn't say any of the main cast are one-dimensional, but they're two-dimensional at best.
Definitely.
And I'm not just saying that because they are visually two-dimensional, because it's an animated show. But yeah, these characters, the Wild Brood, are actually very well developed characters, which was a surprise to see in a Scooby-Doo episode.
Which are probably the only characters that you don't see for at least this season. I cannot remember the second season. There might have been an episode where everyone came back to support the main cast as they defeat the final foe. Not a clue. Completely forgot.
Next.
Oh. Hey, Avory. It's your favorite episode. Yeah, no.
Yeah, good God. Yeah, we need to stop doing love spells / love potion-esque episodes. It's played out. It's not entertaining to watch, at least to me. It robs characters of consent, so it's disgusting.
Descent.
It robs characters of consent, so it's disgusting. We're gonna ignore Lily being a bitch.
The only thing interesting about this episode is that apparently there were sacrifices to the fucking love god. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, fucking weird. Also, I think there was some gay in this. So that's
fucking finally. We got to a non-filler like episode. Escape from the Mystery Manor.
Okay, so this is the one where they go below the college, enter a mansion that had sunken somehow, and they meet the child of that family, who is now an old man. And he set up traps all over his house, which fucking reminds me of Home Alone. Fred booby-trapping his own house also reminded me of Home Alone.
And now you say it, I can't unsee it. Oh, and how this person mistakes all of the Mystery Incorporated for the old one.
Yeah, I kept expecting them, like, I kept expecting him to say, "You guys give up or you're thirsty for more."
Oh, sorry, what?
You know, the iconic line from Home Alone.
Oh. Also, we finally see Velma. Well, not finally, but Velma having issues with what, self-conscious, I guess.
Yeah, she's insecure. She's an insecure know-it-all.
Yeah, but the voice wasn't talking to Velma, as we know. It was supposed to talk to Pericles, who, as we know, knows fucking lots.
Yeah, but I don't know. This episode, I guess you could also say this one was escape room-esque. So, like, I kind of sort of enjoyed this one, but yeah. Next, we're going really long on this podcast.
I mean, like you say, this is how it's supposed to be in what serialized or series shows. Anyway, the Dragon's Secret, magic. Oh, and the twist was played out until the very effing end.
Okay, so the Dragon's Secret is kind of one that I had a feeling the Red Wizard was not evil from the start. But that one was probably the most interesting one to watch out of the ones where they're trying to figure out who a monster is.
Because there are two monsters and they're both fighting.
Yeah, and also, you know, how the fuck are they flying and shooting lightning?
Fucking Tesla coils.
Yeah, apparently. And jetpacks.
Oh yeah, that's how I should... If you didn't know, that's how jetpacks work.
Yep.
Not. But hey, this is a cartoon, so we get to relive things that don't actually exist. Night Fright.
I am Night Fright. Scream, scream, time for you to die. Yeah, this is the Vincent Van Gogh episode. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you just described the entire episode. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay. This episode was thank you, Miss. Thanks to you, meddling kids and that dog.
You know, another thing about the episode too is like it also had an escape room element. I feel like, you know, the episodes are just automatically better when they have an escape room element to them.
I can see that. Anyway, now we have the Siren Song.
This one was kind of a weird one. This one was a trip. I was like, wait, mermaids exist? Mermaids exist? Wait, what? There has to be something weird going on here with that. How the fuck did she get inside Velma's apartment? There's no way she's a real mermaid.
Okay, one of the bigger things is, how did Velma of all people not, like discern through, you know, mermaids don't freaking exist. This is the same character at the beginning of the series. Was there like minor 49er? You know, just going throughout all the mysteries with the most unenthusiastic voice just to disprove half of them.
Yeah, and then you had the kids that were like, you have to destroy the environment to save the environment. And I'm like,
No, you don't.
and I'm like,
Wait, was it like,
wow, that almost sounds like PETA's mentality.
oh god, yeah, it is. What did I think the main gang's like, I'm not so sure about that. Or was that a different episode?
No, I'm pretty sure they were just like, no.
Yeah. I knew some way they were said no. The Menace of the Manticore.
Manticore is interesting because like that's a character that is a creature from Greek mythology. Um,
Hmm.
so I found that somewhat intriguing. How the fuck the mayor falling for random ass internet scams? Fucking
I
weird.
think I think the mayor was trying to find a piece of the disc when he bought it. That's just what I think, though.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Uh,
I mean, also the mayor's not that smart either.
I feel like if you're a mayor, like I feel like if you fall for internet scams like this, you're not good enough to be a mayor.
I mean, he was the main bad guy at the end of the season, so maybe not.
Yeah, next.
Though, is this the episode where Velma sees through what's her face's disguise?
Maybe. Like
The
Angel's
DJ.
Angel's disguise and figures out that she's Cassidy from the original Mystery Incorporated. I don't know, maybe. But whenever that did happen, that one actually threw me for a second. I was like, wait, what? This show's actually getting serious now? And actually, doing plot stuff?
Obviously goes back to normal, regular episodes. But the season 2 will continue that full force, if I'm remembering it right. Anyway, we have the Attack of the Headless Horror.
Ugh.
Yep, we saw that one. That was so easy to predict. I was yawning.
Yeah, like, come on. If you didn't know it was his wife, I don't know, you're probably denser than Fred, and that is impressive.
Avery, I don't think that's possible. You'd have to go to a doctor to see if you're denser than Fred. Anyway, episode 23. Another episode that doesn't follow the formula. A Haunting in Crystal Cove.
Do you realize how vague that is?
It's the one where the mayor gets haunted by a ghost, but it's just Professor Pericles trying to steal the disc.
Yeah, that's I don't know, the whole gamble that Fred makes is kind of stupid. And it just being Pericles, I didn't see that one coming. I honestly might have it might have been predictable, and I honestly might have just been too tired and just over it to see it coming. But yeah,
I mean, it was heavily hinted at when they said sunflower seeds.
yeah, like considering the sunflower seeds, I should have picked up on it, but I was tired. I was over it. Wasn't enjoying the show, and like it had been going on for so goddamn long because there's 26 episodes in this season.
God, how many episodes are in the second? I feel like there's less episodes in the second season,
God, I
but
hope
that just
so.
may be my hope instead of actual fact. Anyway, now we have Dead Justice,
Okay, what is this episode number?
24.
Okay, good. Okay, Dead Justice,
Almost
somewhat
done.
of an interesting episode. Predicted it was the other cop dude the entire time. I thought it was really fucking dumb when the mayor just fired the sheriff. I was like, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Okay, 2 more episodes. We can do this.
Can we?
I don't know. Either finish the episode or die trying. Pawn of the Shadow.
That tells me nothing.
Close to finally unraveling what happened to the original Mystery Incorporated kids, the gang goes to obliterate Mac, standing in their way. Now up against this vicious undead assassin. Oh, it was the assassin episode.
The Obliteratrix something?
Yeah, obliteratrix.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so they go to this church, don't they? Like an old Spanish church.
Maybe.
I don't know. The last two episodes actually felt like they were somewhat entertaining, so there's that.
Hmm.
And they actually kind of led into each other.
Yeah, with the big reveal of what led the original Mystery Incorporated out of Crystal Cove to begin with.
Yeah.
The mysteries we have now is one, why did they come back? What's Mr. E's game? And what's Pericles' game? And then what the hell happens when you put all of the pieces together? So if I'm right about this, the rest of season 2, season 2 episode 1 will definitely follow your standard Scooby-Doo trope. And oh wait, let me see how many episodes there are. Fuck. 26 again in season 2.
God damn it.
Ugh.
Another.
I'm pretty sure there's less filler in season 2, but still, this is a thrall to get.
Still another 9 hours of this show. And I mean, we are going to
Yeah.
be covering Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. soon, but that's like it, and that's like 16 hours a season. But at least with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's no filler.
Anyway,
At least there's not really filler.
to actually, I want to go back on that. Is there no filler in the way that everything is technically canon to the plot, like freaking Kingdom Hearts is, or something like that?
Well, it's more of
Even
a
though it's a
thing. It's a thing where like you'll see a character who like they may not matter to the rest of the season, but they're going to come back at some point later. So skipping the episode where they're introduced could kind of be a problem for you.
okay. Okay, so just to summarize the finale of the season, Fred Jones is the child of the two people in the original Mystery Incorporated.
Oh yeah, that was a twist I wasn't expecting. That Fred Jones was actually not the mayor's kid.
basically the mayor almost I feel like it was more like a blackmail to
And
make sure
kidnapping.
that they don't come. Yeah, kidnapping definitely, and blackmail so they don't come back.
And I feel like those two were the ones that didn't come back because not all the the original Mystery Incorporated members did come back. I think it was just
Yeah,
like two of them, not counting
I
Pericles.
I'm pretty sure we will know what happened to them by season 2.
Yeah. Didn't really like that, the show implied they disappeared when they just moved away because I felt like, people would know that.
Hmm. I mean, they did have to move away in secret. That was probably terms of one of the mayor's terms,
I don't know.
and he sounded at least a little bit political at the time, so he might have had
Okay,
the power to do so.
so here's the thing. All right. Um, it'll be interesting to see where this planispheric disk thing goes and what's really going on with the original Mystery Incorporated. Blah 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 blah. I kind of want to see Fred meet his real parents,
Mm-hmm.
and like I kind of want the Fred Daphne relationship to go somewhere. Um, I don't really care about Shaggy and Velma.
I don't think it goes any. The most that dynamic goes, if I want to remember, is Velma and Scooby getting a better, friend relationship. But that's it. That's borderline.
Okay, so yeah. With that said, let's just fucking rate this.
Okay. If I'm being honest, I remembered a lot more finding the discs and less of filler. So I must have been more interested in season 2. And but all things aside, Scooby-Doo is I think this is the strongest series of Scooby-Doo I've seen thus far, so I'm going to give it 7.6.
Oh, you're gonna be really unhappy with my rating.
No, it'll be expected.
So I had originally premeditated a 5.5, but because of the stupid love spell episode, it drops
And then the
5.
Wilhelm.
Yeah, and the Wilhelm scream, which I believe was in the H.P. Lovecraft episode. Because of that, it
makes
drops
sense.
6 points to 4.9.
Okay.
So yeah, 4.9. That's my rating. So yeah, join us next week. Okay, actually, you know what? We don't know. Fuck it. All right.
Join us next 2 months for the next episode of this.
Yeah.
And
But yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah. Pretty much. So until next time, I've been Avery. That's been Lily. You can join us next week for some movie. I don't know what it is, but I know that I've already seen the movie, and believe me, Magically Frozen is the perfect viewing experience.